We worked about a half a day today. It's about 1 o'clock now, so we are going to run to my home lake, Stonewall. A lot of people wanted me to do a show here, and we did do one last year, but I decided not to post it. But so I was a little worried about the state of the lake as far as the fish population, the health of the population, and it's kind of downhill pretty bad now. But there's still plenty of fish in there to be caught. So we're going to Stonewall. The population in Stonewall these days is not what it was. I mean, literally like 3 or 4 years ago, the place is incredible. Tons of big fish, tons of fish in general. Lots and lots of 50 inchers. I mean, it's a very, very special place. And then our DNR decided to do a delayed mortality hot water study to see if they were dying in the summertime. Now, that information I'm sure is out there, but I can tell you firsthand, I helped them a lot with it, and you can't believe what you read. A lot of those fish died. They didn't count them for whatever stupid reason. A lot of them died. Water temps were 80 degrees, fish were getting caught. Not every one of them died, but a lot of them died, and especially the big fish. There was a lot of really big fish over there dead that I found floating. I killed a few myself that were in the study. The only reason I did it is I was hoping it was for a good cause. I was hoping we'd show them that they're dying, and then they would have a season of some sort. Well, that didn't happen. That paired with very low stocking, we're getting like 100 fish a year in the last 5 years, something crazy like that. Those two things put together, and then an increase in fishing pressure has made this lake go downhill big time. There's still plenty of fish in there. There's not very many year classes under 40 inches. Still some big fish, but not as many as there was 2 years ago. But we're gonna go out there and get back on the home water. I've only been there twice this year, so it'll be good to get out and check on my fish, see what they're doing. So stay tuned. You ever come to Stonewall? On the resort side of the lake, there's a gas station. They sell pepperoni rolls. Best pepperoni rolls ever. Right there. Especially if you can get them made fresh. These aren't made fresh, but these will do for today.
I lost one about probably 15-20 minutes ago from this fish. Somehow go to set the hook, fish rolls up, and it like literally explodes in my hand. The rod almost comes out. I have to pinch it in my armpit. Hopefully we got the footage of that, but I redeemed myself with a fish. Down here in West Virginia, chases home water, and it's been exciting. Had that fish that I missed and lost, got one in the bag. Talk about hooks. Got 2 in there. She smoked it. 1 out. And number 2 out. Get back in the water. All right. Get this net bait out of the net. Man, she did a big old mess in here. Just winding up this net. Look at this thing. She's got that hook buried every different direction. This one's got to be a hot bait. We started with this one in Tennessee. Chase doesn't have any paint left on it. He's given it a good workout, but it's still catching fish, and that's all that matters. Let's take a look at this fish. Give her a quick bump on the old muskie bumper. Oh, and you got a right-handed board. That's a little something to talk about too. You know, when you're using different boards, Muskie Bumper is like the greatest board ever, and Chase owns it now. The cool thing about it is, if you like to pick up your fish with your right hand, use the right side of the fish's head, use your right hand. You can get a right-handed board, that's what Chase prefers. I've always used left-hand boards, so I generally pick up all my fish with the left hand, left side of the face. That way you can measure them really quick and easy, but everybody's got a different style. I'm a left-handed guy that way, Chase is a right. So I'm gonna pick this fish up with the right hand. We're gonna measure it on the right-handed board, get a quick measurement, show you the fish, and we'll go from there. And I can tell you, she's got a lot of spunk in her yet. She didn't use all of her energy, that's for sure. And she's trying to eat the bag. Let go of that, girl. Nice fish, post spawn. A little bit of beat up here on the left side, but nice fish to start this trip. Welcome back to Mayhem's 10,000 Cast. $40 All right, we're gonna let this girl go and see if we can't find a few more. And she's gonna say goodbye. See ya. What a great way to start the show.
Well, we'll start off with a little phantom here. One thing that's cool about a phantom is they make, like right now I want to throw a little small glide bait. What's cool about a phantom is you can put a weight in the belly and to get down there a little bit deeper. And that huge cold front that we dealt with in Tennessee hit up here and was even worse. So the water temps cooled off quite a bit. And I'm actually going to put a little bit bigger hook on it as well with the weight to get it down just even a little bit deeper. I'm assuming last week, like I said, I haven't been here, but I'm assuming last week, from what I could tell, the water temps were in like 64, 65 degrees. They're 57 now, so those shad were probably starting to spawn. Then the cold front hit, and now they're going to quit spawning. So I'm going to guess that they just pulled off the bank just a little bit. So I'm going to use this, fast still, but a little bit deeper. Well, one thing I want to talk about a little bit too is we were actually moving spots when Brad caught that fish. There's a laydown that I've caught a lot of fish out of this time of year, and here in the next couple weeks it's always really good. A lot of those fish are just getting off spawn, and they just kind of cruise around the main lake and to go wherever they're going to go for the rest of the year. So they'll sit on those laydowns. A lot of the exact same things I was talking about when we were in Tennessee. They just sit on a laydown for a couple hours and they leave, or sometimes they'll sit there for a couple days. But I idled by that one. I wasn't even going to fish it. Wasn't going to fish it, so I just idled by it with side imaging, and as you've seen, I marked the fish in the tree, so we stopped, turned the boat around, put the trolling motor down, started fishing it, and Brad made 2 casts on that laydown and caught that fish. So Another great reason to have good electronics on your boat. Have side imaging, practice with it, get good with it where you can see the stuff, and especially on a lake like this, where I've fished it a stupid amount of days of my life, guiding and whatnot, I know what these trees look like just by scanning real quick. I can tell there's a fish in there because I know exactly what that tree's supposed to look like on side imaging. But if you don't, you just look for that bright mark on that limb so you got your limbs on the side imaging like this. So if you have one that's sitting there like that, a perfect perpendicular line, a lot of times that's a fish. Another way to look at it is just look for a round shadow in the shadow of that tree. But another good point, keep looking at your electronics. Keep finding those fish. Well, my buddy just called me, just got off work, and he's waiting at the ramp on us, Troy Radcliffe. Probably the one dude on this lake that I would say I looked up to, and I was the kid or the guy watching him figuring out what he was doing back in the day, which we laugh about it now. But I remember being 10 years old and seeing him he could be throwing a monster Medusa, and if he was throwing it and I seen it, I'd put it on the biggest bait I had and start throwing it. So he put me through a lot of pain over the years, but he's a super good fisherman, so we're gonna go get him.
Chase, what did we get from Team Rhino Outdoors?
Big Dog, St. Croix. We got 2 offshore planer boards, leaders from Stealth Tackle. We got the new braid, some Cortland, and some Bahio sunglasses.
Wait, carry.
What are you guys doing?
10-inch hex, Husky Medusa. Got a 3-pounder and 2. Check out TeamRhinoOutdoors.com for all your musky gear. Muskie bumper, measuring fish since 2008. Muskie boards that come in 3 different sizes, left and right-handed variations. They measure accurately up to 60 inches. Stainless steel hardware, lightweight and durable, and they float. We measure your success. Find us at muskiebumper.com.
I got one. You get the net.
Pretty good one. I'll bring him up here, Troy. Little rod.
Got him.
That's what we're here for. Well, Troy picked out that crankbait. It's Bill Norman. A lot of us in the South throw them on laydowns. I've personally never caught a fish on one, and I told Troy, I said, grab me one of Bill Norman's up there, and he picked out the right one. He said, that's a good one. Well, it is. So there's a fish. All right, let's get her unpinned. She's got that little crankbait all the way down. I had to fight her really easy. These old crankbaits, I've never used them before, and they've got some tiny little bass hooks on them pretty much, so I didn't want to bend them out. I can get in here as I get in the hook. Just like that. Sweet. There it is, little teeny tiny crankbait. Bill Norman's, they don't make them anymore, I don't believe. But it's got that big lip on it, and that thing just digs right into those trees and just bounces right out. One of the best baits ever for timber fishing. Might have a little pattern here where, like I said, it's kind of post-spawn. It's the beginning of May. It's usually when this lake gets really good is the beginning of May, because all these fish get off of spawn, and they could be anywhere. They could be up shallow on points, could be in laydowns, which is what we're targeting right now, and it's working out. So let's get her out so we can get on another one. Great. Awesome. Gotta love it. Oh yeah. Super clean fish. She probably spawned early. Nice fish. Super pretty fish. Get her back. There she goes. Man, I love this time of year. They get so full of spunk and just ready to eat when they get off that spawn. So, like I said, it's evening here. We came over after work. Troy got off work and jumped in with us. So we'll get back at it. Hopefully we can bust a couple more before dark. Pretty good one, wasn't it?
Yeah, it looked pretty good.
Well, to the new spot. I caught that one on the Bill Norman, and just a little bit later Troy raised another one on a tube, 10-inch tube. And now we're going to try just a bank that's just a little bit shallower. It's a pretty good bank because it's always got a bunch of shad on it. Generally towards shad spawn, these fish start getting loaded up on it. So I'm going to try it real quick. We're half of it's real shallow bank, and then the other half of it starts turning into a deep bank. I'm going to guess they're probably going to be on that deep bank, but I want to try to catch one up shallow first. We got about an hour or so dark. See what we can do here.
Pretty in that sunshine.
Well, that's the end of day one here. We're going to get up early in the morning and do some more work, and then get back out here about the same time as today. Fish kind of shut off here towards the evening. Oh, it got cold. They were still in that cold front, still in the tail end of that big cold front that came through. But that sun was really helping us with those laydown fish. Anytime you got sun, those fish get in those laydowns, they get in tight, and for whatever reason they bite better when it's sunnier. So once those clouds and the darkness started coming, the fish that we were contacting, they kind of got lazy on us. But we'll get it back on them tomorrow, hopefully, get a couple more, and we'll see what happens.
What do all Muskie Mayhem Tackle Pro staffers have in common? Big fish pictures. Choose the brand that the pros choose. Muskie Mayhem Tackle. Let the mayhem begin.
Magnum Ventures Inc., a woman-owned company, has you protected when it comes to snow, sand, and wind structural fencing products, providing residential, commercial, governmental, and Department of Transportation options for superior property and roadway protection. Proudly made in the USA, Magnum Ventures Structural Snow Fence reduces the drifting and icing of roadways, decreasing the number of accidents and the need for roadside assistance. Contact Magnum Ventures at www.magveninc.com for your project needs.
Getting the work done so we can go fishing. Well, it's day 2. Got the work done this morning. We're back out here. More of our big post front conditions. It's very warm, which is good, but it's very, very clear skies. There's supposedly some clouds rolling in later tonight, but I don't mind these clear skies for the bite that we were doing yesterday, and that's laydowns. And like I said yesterday, anytime you have these real bright days, those fish get real tight in that laydown, and they kind of get like the shade in there and I guess hide. So it kind of condenses them in the tree more so than floating around the tree, so it's a lot easier to pinpoint where those fish are at, and you can really sit there and just keep pounding that same laydown. So we're going to go with that program for a little bit and probably hit a little bit more standing timber today. And these fish seem to be pretty post-spawn, a lot farther ahead in the spring than I thought they'd be. We're going to go check out a few pockets and coves and see what happens.
Well, it's that time of the afternoon. Chaser and I have been out a couple hours, maybe hour and a half. I had 2 follows, and we're going to go pick up Nick Gibson, Chase's dad. Guy that's responsible for making Chase who he is. Took him out fishing all the time when he was a kid, and Nick's a great guy.
Good one. Lay down.
There she is. Wow, we worked for that one. Right off that little laydown. New product here. The 6XL butt board. Gotta get a little dunk. Get it back up. This one's for when you catch the big ones. Hinges in. Now you're ready. It's perfect for a nice big fish to measure it on. Get the big deck. All right, I'm gonna get her unpinned. Well, the fish have been like super negative. Today's finally the day of the post front. After that huge front that went through, today is the actual post front day. It's a lot warmer, but it's bluebird skies. And they just were not as active as I thought they were going to be, but it's getting toward the evening now, which is a lot better for this post front type bite. And pulled up on another lay down here and thrown a shallow rig tube. Just got smoked. So let's get her unpinned. A nice thick fish, better than I thought. There we go. Awesome. Boggs custom painted tube shallow rig. I got that big giant, I think it's an 8/0 actually, Muskie Innovations hook. The reason I got that on there is because when they bite here, if they don't clamp down, which generally with the tube they will, but you still have all that hook exposure on the sides here, so you get way better hookup ratio. You can see she just headshot that bait. Perfect for that hook. Let's get her out and look at her. Another nice fish. Spunky. Nice fat fish. Sweet. Oh, there we go. First one of the evening. Hoping we can bust a couple more. Let's get her on the butt board. 6XL. 27 inches. This was not very accurate. I didn't realize that until just now. But super nice fish. Biggest 27-incher ever. Let's get her back. She's ready to go. And one thing I want to talk about, that one was only 27 inches, which is really probably like a 40-incher. That's the problem with here right now is we don't have any year classes under that. Lots of 40 and up. So it's kind of, that's the downfall of this lake right now. There's still a decent population, but they're all 40 inches and up. And as they get 45, then it's just that much more that's not in the lake just because they get caught by whatever. Natural mortality, but I don't know. It's still cool to come out here and get a couple fish. And it's cool because they're all big. So let's get back after it and try to get some more. What's good about the 6X, there's a lot of people complain about the fat boy and not enough room in your boat. 6X fits perfectly. Get it right down in there. Perfect. Now you got a new casting deck / surfboard. Stupid. Well, that's a wrap for day 2 on Stonewall. Definitely a lot tougher today. That post front really pulled in here and the fish were just extremely lazy. Still marked a few fish, they just were not moving. They were even tighter in the laydowns than they were yesterday. So that's an end here. We got a long run back to the boat ramp. We're gonna get going. We'll catch you next week.